Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, and happy freaking Friday. It took a long time to get here this week, but it's finally here, and today we have a brand new knife to take a look at, exclusively available at White Mountain Knives. Be sure to check them out for all of your knife and EDC needs, and you can use my code WSW10, I'll link it below, to pick up this knife and get 10% off. Now, what knife are we talking about? This here is none other than the latest from Devo Knives, and we are talking about the My Little Pony Stout, or really just the Pony Stout. This is just a fun little pun they put on it with the sticker, but as you can see, as a matter of fact, that actually looked pretty cool. It's kind of like halfway covering up the knife. Yeah, the My Pony Stout, and if you see behind that sticker, you see one sweet freaking knife that I am really excited to bring to you guys. I have really enjoyed carrying this one, and I will go on record to say Kev over at Lefty EDC kind of gave me a heads up. This might be the sliciest knife we've made. I think it is. And we will go over why it very well may be after we go over some overall specs on this knife right here. We are looking at an overall length of 6.64 inches, a blade length of 2.84 inches, and a blade thickness of 110 thousandths. Blade material on this guy, we are talking a premium knife here. We are S90V for the blade steel. A very unique looking sheep's foot style blade with a wicked hollow grind coming down to a very thin edge. We have a handle length coming in at 3.8 inches, handle thickness at 433 thousandths, handle material of titanium with a nice inset liner lock for the locking mechanism and a user of a right or left hand tip up carry. A weight coming in at 3.6 ounces, designed by Kevin Johnson of Lefty EDC and Colin Mason Pierre, and a price of $175. But like I said, you use my code WSW10, you save $10 or 10%. 10% on this equates to $17.50. So you do the math. Pretty good stinking price for this knife. Let's take a look at some size comparisons, see just what we have here in terms of overall length. And the more I looked at this knife, and let's see, what can we do here? I guess we'll just do this. Okay, so when I look at this knife, I see two knives here. I see a resemblance of two knives. It kind of reminds me as if the QSP Penguin and the Civivi Elementum kind of had a baby. It would be something like this. And as you can see, it is shorter than the Penguin. Most of that is due to the blade length, but it's a pretty nice measurement with the Elementum. Very similar blade length and just a little more handle length on the Elementum. So coming in at definitely, I would consider this a smaller knife. I wouldn't call it a very small knife, but definitely flirting closer to small than it is medium. But it packs a lot of power behind this blade. We are looking at a behind the edge reading of 16 thousandths. And ooh, there it goes. That's a really good little image right there. Look at the tip of that knife. This thing is a slicing beast. And it has a pretty good handle to pair with that to where you can really get some good slicing power here. This tip up here is one powerful tip for draw cuts or like those power pushes through of like heavier, thicker material. This is a really slicey blade and it's going to serve you very well, especially with that S90V. You're going to have some really good edge retention and overall just a really good looking blade. You kind of got this like harpoonish area up here with the swedge up towards the top. Really nice blade cutout that makes middle finger flicking a dream, an absolute dream. And now I gotta say here about this knife specifically, really not just this knife, but like any knife, when it comes to keeping the bearings or the pivot area in general, whether you're on washers or bearings, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you guys, when these knives or when any knife gets dry, when the oil is really gone, the action on any knife just turns to complete crap. And that happened to me with this. You know, I carried this for a few days and I brought it outside to make a video and it was kind of colder. So it I think the cold air kind of made it a little drier and stiffer, but the lube was just gone on the bearings. I had to add some. And obviously this was brand new, so it may not have even came with lube. But I tell you what, guys, just a couple drops of any of this, KPL is still magic. I use it like on this knife right here. So to kind of get this back into proper functioning order, I put 1 drop of the original KPL on the detent ball. And then I actually really like the ultralight. I've been using the ultralight on the bearings for my knives. And I tell you what, this lube right here, this KPL, this is the Wayne Sharp World lube of choice for your knives. Only for your knives, but it works very, very good for your knives. Just wanted to specify that is not for anything other than knives. Okay, it's been a very long week, guys. Bear with me. But let's get back into this knife, because now that it is properly lubed up, man, oh man, the middle finger flicking action on this is just phenomenal. I try to stay away from it sometimes. I try not to use the P word because everyone says I say that too much, but it's just got a perfect detent. The action on this is just fantastic. And you know you're going to get that from Devo. Like, Devo puts a lot of extra attention into the quality of their detent. And this really might be the best detent on a Devo knife so far. Combine that with the slicey blade, and this is one phenomenal EDC, guys. And I even kind of passed up on the handle here. It's actually a good-looking handle, but there's a lot of little nuances with this handle that I really like. One, I like the milling up here towards the pivot area. It just gives that extra little something without adding too much cost. You know, it doesn't take a whole lot of machine time to do that little bit of milling there. So it's a nice little touch there. And you have contoured titanium scales, which is very nice. You do notice that. Feels very good in hand. The one thing that, if I could change one thing on this knife, while I do like this deep carry clip, it works fine. The wire clip, it's good. For some reason on this knife, I would have liked to have seen like a milled titanium clip. I totally get why they went with the wire clip. That does reduce cost, sometimes significantly, depending on what type of milled clip you'd be using. But I would really like to see a milled clip on this. But even with the wire clip, it works great. It feels great. And it's ambidextrous, so lefties and righties can both enjoy it. So that's always really nice. The liner lock up here, it's kind of perfect. I mean, it's everything I look for in a liner lock. It has that nice beveling. You actually really feel this too. Like when you push in to do this, like you get a little bit of grip. Nothing too harsh to like eat up the tip of your thumb, but it's just very easy to get in there and close that blade. And man, oh man, does it just work great. Love the beveling, just right. And they did a really good job up here. This could have been a disaster had they not chamfered that off really well. But as you can see, they did a great job of chamfering that. So everything here is really smooth. That's something I look for more and more in specifically liner lock or even frame lock knives, really. Liner lock or frame lock can have this issue to where there can be like a sharp point up there and it won't always bother you, but every once in a while it'll get you. And sometimes it can like cut you a little. But this is as smooth as can be. They did a really, really good job of hammering on all the fine areas of this. So there's no snags, there's no hot spots, there's nothing that could poke you except the blade. Watch out for the blade because this thing is razor sharp. A great little EDC knife, guys. I think this thing looks great. It's not too heavy. It's a really nice smaller size under that 3-inch mark. So it's going to be legal in a lot of places. And yeah, just a winner. Another amazing design coming out of Devo. And really, based off what I've seen that Devo has on the way, if you guys aren't following Devo, go follow them on Instagram. Go follow them, sign up for email notifications from the website because they've got some heat coming this year. 2 models specifically that I've seen, I am very, very excited for. They've got some great things coming out, and I don't think there's any slowing down for Devo. This is just another great addition to the lineup for them, and hopefully we'll see more of them because this overall is just a fantastic little EDC. One I would highly recommend, and like I said, it is exclusively available at White Mountain Knives, so hop on over there and check it out, guys. It'll be linked below. Let me know what you think of this one. Really hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and until the next one, I'm out.